Pokemon is doing it again. Ever since the release of the first games, throwing Pokeballs has been integral to catching the titular Pokemon. And the way one would be capable of doing that is through the battle menus, with Pokeballs being a consumable item that you can select to throw. I'm sure you did not need me to explain that to you, but just in case. However, throughout the years, there have been very small changes to throwing Pokeballs, with the earliest example being the Safari Zone introduced in Gen 3, where the player was allowed to throw treats, get closer, or use Safari Balls, thus changing the way Pokeballs were thrown, or I guess, used, in a mainline game. This is what I would have said if I wasn't corrected in the comments in the original post of this video. It's amazing what a simple Google search can do. The Safari Zone was actually introduced in Gen 1, and despite the addition of new balls over the years, it was the closest thing we had to a change in throwing Pokeballs for a while, unless you count capsules and seals, or throwing styles. Although no game would change the way the player interacts with Pokeballs more than Pokemon Legends Arceus. In this spin-off, the player was actually able to throw Pokeballs. You could raise your arm, ready your aim, and sail the orb into the back of an unsuspecting Pokemon's skull, which in my opinion has been the best feeling form of throwing a Pokeball in any official game. I'd hoped to see this mechanic return come the release of Scarlet and Violet, although of course once it finally came out, what we ended up getting was this. This was awful, absolute shit. There is zero interactivity here, and the delay after hitting the trigger is just... what the fuck? We went from throwing what felt like a satisfying as fuck softball to gently tossing a hollow fucking marshmallow. It wasn't great. So, when Pokemon Legends ZA finally got announced, I was incredibly excited to see the return of what I thought was the best mechanic Pokemon had introduced since trading. Except it seems these bastards enjoy nothing but ruining what we love, because when the most recent trailer for Pokemon Legends ZA dropped, please, no, God, no, play it back, maybe it wasn't that bad. No, God! I really hope throwing is way more impactful than it looks right here, because god damn did I think Arceus nailed it. But I guess the Pokemon Company taking 2 steps forward and 10 steps back isn't really anything new. That's why I can't believe that